The Twin Valley Locker Room Show brings you back inside Clay Center Tiger football, and we're joined now by the Tiger starting quarterback, Kade Murph Wallace. Okay, Kade, I've explained this on the air about as well as I can make it understandable. It was a self-proclaimed 39-time All-Star, Murph, for the nickname. So explain to everybody where this comes from.
It comes from Kent Murphy, who's probably the best baseball coach I've ever seen. He's on YouTube. If you want to look him up, you should probably not have young children around, but he's a pretty good coach.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, he really is, and it's pretty suiting for right now as the World Series gets started. Okay, quick question out of football. Royals, as we video, are getting prepared to play the Astros tonight. Who are you taking?
Royals, definitely.
Yordano Ventura. Who's your favorite Royal?
Probably Eric Hosmer. I like his hair. I want to get a Hosmer Hawk, but Mom never lets me, so.
Hold strong, Mom. Hold strong. All right. You guys sit at 3-2 right now as you go into a game against the Abilene Cowboys, who are undefeated. The ground and air game has been really, really good this year for you guys, minus the swamp rainout that we had against Marysville. Is there a play in the first 5 games, either through the air or on the ground, that really stands out that you kind of your mind, you kind of play back over and over again?
I really like the play against Rock Creek, the first offensive play we had when we ran 31 swap, and I pitched it out to Ty, and Ty was gone. It pretty much fired us up, and we knew that after that play, we pretty much knew we were going to win that game. So that was good.
True game changer at that time, because you guys had seen Rock Creek drive down the field. It looked like they were going to go in. They fumble, and then boom, you guys are up. Okay, Tiger trivia. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. If the Tigers were to try out for a Broadway play, who would have the lead role, or who would get the Best Actor award of the Tigers?
Oh, I'm going to give it to Jacob Blackburn.
It's probably a good call. The guy likes to be on stage, doesn't he? Favorite kind of pizza?
Hamburger.
Any pizza that you will not eat?
Supreme.
Okay. Basic guy, then. What's your favorite sport outside of football, and who's your favorite athlete in that sport? You may have already answered this. I don't know.
Yeah, my favorite sport outside of football is baseball. But my favorite player in baseball is probably Derek Jeter, even though he retired. He's a good role model for anybody.
Class dude, that's for sure. Much like the Murph here. 39-time All-Star. Greatest baseball player to ever play the game and coach. Hey, good luck on Friday, okay? Taking on the Abilene Cowboys. The Twin Valley Locker Room Show will continue next. Back again in the Twin Valley Locker Room Show, now joined by one of the Tigers seniors, Brogan Can't Miss Kid is with us here as we get set for the Locker Room Show. Brogan, you're part of that IHOP crew up front. We've talked about Jacob Blackburn explained to us exactly what that was all about on that offensive line. You've done a tremendous amount of work over the last few years to get prepared for this football season, but also prepared for a little bit more beyond that. I thought it'd be fitting to ask you to explain what your plans are following high school. They're pretty big.
My plans following high school are to go to the Marine Corps and to join the Marine Security Force.
When did that decision come to you? How tough a decision was it? And when will things start to, when will you start to make that move? I guess start with when the decision came to you.
It started over summer. I was already getting in shape, and my friend Brian Lego invited me out to a monthly pulley function where they do the monthly testing on where everyone stands. And I just loved it.
And when will you go into your basic training? Do you know the details yet?
I ship out June 6th.
June 6th. Well, we're all very proud of you, and God bless American soldiers like Brogan Can't in the future for the Marines. Okay, Tiger trivia. You ready for this? Actually, I'm going to ask you one thing before we go. This season's flown by really, really fast. You guys are in now week number 6. District play begins next week. Has it been kind of a blur to see this senior season go the way it has?
Kind of. Some things you can slow down, but it depends. By slowing down, putting more details into everything, and
kind of taking it all in as best you can. It's tough to see how quickly this thing flies by. All right, Tiger trivia. Foosball tournament, Clay Center Tigers. Who wins it?
I would say...
You can pick yourself. It's okay.
No, I'll say Lane Libby. I have no idea.
Lane Libby, all right. What is your favorite class in school and why?
Government, just because I like the teacher, Miss Pullman. She's a really fun teacher. She gets you to think in a different way.
We all know Mrs. Pullman well enough to understand that. If you had the chance to meet up with anyone in the world, anyone, no problem getting this to happen, who would that person be and why?
I would get back with my good friend Alec McLean.
Very good. Just to catch up.
Yeah, he's like a brother to me.
Excellent. Brogan, best of luck this week, and congratulations on the decisions ahead. Brogan, can't miss kid, part of the IHOP crew for the Tigers. We'll talk with Coach Rice next. The Twin Valley Locker Room Show now. We're joined by the head coach of the Tigers, Todd Rice. Impressive win for you guys to go into Wamego, kind of deal with some adversity in all reality, and then see this team just kind of take control of that football game.
Yeah, they really did. Wamego came out ready to play, got up on us early, and then I thought once we got in the second quarter, we really took control in the second and the third quarter. And like you said, unfortunately, we had to deal with some adversity, and I thought our guys conducted themselves pretty well.
It was a game that Meyer and Converse did the game with us on Friday night, and we both described it as getting really chippy. And we were trying to explain to the fans listening kind of what that game was like. You talked about the conduct of your players. It's not always easy in a volatile game like football to keep it under control. Your guys did a pretty darn good job.
Because it's an emotional game, and you get out and you get going, and then, it's always the guy that feels he got the short end of it, but it's always the second guy that gets caught. And there were a lot of unfortunate things happening, and, we have addressed it. And moved on, and like I said, I was pleased with our kids. We unfortunately had a penalty on us in the game, and that player had some consequences. We talk about how we control ourselves, physically and mentally out there, and we keep moving forward.
You lost Gabe Ware first half of that football game, did not come back. I know he's going to at some point this season, but he's so important to you on both sides of the football as that senior in the middle. Yeah. Really in the middle of the line on the offense, running the football, and in the middle of the line on defense. Yeah,
really. I mean, he's just kind of that rock-type guy, and playing that fullback and that middle linebacker. It's been interesting this week, though. I mean, seeing other guys kind of know they have to step forward, and do it physically and mentally. But we hope to get Gabe back in a short order, and unfortunately that was another one of those kind of unneeded plays from the game that, I guess there's not much we can do about it.
It is frustrating. Let's talk a little bit about Abilene coming up this week. Cowboys are undefeated, state ranked. I mean, we all know what they bring to the table. What's your prep been like this week for this team?
Yeah, I think pretty good. Our guys are hungry. It was a real good, feel-good win for us last week against a very talented Wamego team. And with Abilene, I mean, they're good. They're undefeated. But, we think there's a lot of parity in our league. From top to bottom, think anybody can beat anybody. This is their last league game, so we're the last NCKL team that has a shot at them. They're very talented. Their quarterback is another level player. Where they've usually hurt us in the past, though, overall is just depth. They have a lot of guys. They can two-platoon, and, we got to find a way to get that game, not only get it in the fourth, but give ourselves a chance to win in the fourth.
Let's talk Tiger trivia now. You're getting used to this whole drill, right? If the Tiger coach is sat down for a game of cards, which Tiger coach has the best poker face? Best poker face.
I think Coach Hayes. I mean, he just, not that he's expressionless, but, I'd put my money on Coach Hayes.
I hadn't planned to ask this, but I guess I should. Who would be the easiest to read at the table?
Easiest to read, I think Coach Lask maybe wears it on his sleeve.
Do you play video games?
I play NCAA football is about it, and it's been a while.
So that would be your favorite video game, or you go back to like Pac-Man and Asteroids?
If I had my choice, it'd be Tecmo Bowl.
Tecmo Bowl, now that.
Give me 4 plays, and let me try to stop Walter Payton and the guys. I mean, that was the game.
Brogan and Kade are still here, watching the interview. They should YouTube Tecmo and see what old school video really is all about, shouldn't they? Right. All right, last question. What position did you play in high school?
Middle linebacker and center and guard.
And what position did you always wish you could have played in high school?
Just leave me at middle linebacker and let me roll.
You were happy there.
Yes.
I like it. Defensive-minded. Todd Rice. Coach, as always, thanks for the time and good luck on Friday at Abilene.
Thanks a lot.
The Twin Valley Locker Room Show.